Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner and I have a very fashionably late guest in my corner as well. Thank you for joining us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Well, once again, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. My name is Chase Wang. I'm one of the people who are putting together one of the biggest summer events, July 1st to the 3rd, AM Squared. And it's happening July 1st to the 3rd at the Anaheim Convention Center.
Very cool. And I was actually really surprised to find out that anime convention is going to be happening at that convention center since it's right across from Disneyland. Yee.
Yeah, I think one of the benefits of what we're doing is that we have this amazing item called the passport. Our event is basically free to attend. You can go to our exhibit hall and everything without a badge. But if because of the fact that we are free, we are anticipating a lot of people. So if people want to avoid lines and get premier seats and all that, the item is called the passport, which is a fast pass, in which they get to go in front of the line for autographs, for premier seats in the convention center's main events, where we'll have our concerts and masquerade and all that kind of deal. So there's wonderful discounts with theme parks such as I believe Disneyland is around 40% off on the 4th of July, as well as with Knott's Berry Farm. There's something with the Pirates of the Caribbean as well as Medieval Times, and a bunch of additional discounts with retailers such as Best Buy and Macy's and a lot of restaurants in the local area.
And see, I've never seen a convention go to that extreme to do that because normally the tickets to get in are free and these passports give you special advantages, correct?
Right, and I think one of the reasons why we came up with this model was because number one, we want it to be affordable for fans basically, because I think it's gotten to a point where some conventions are a little bit too overpriced, even going up to like 85 to even $100 for a pass or a badge and whatnot, and really honestly, as a consumer, we point of are we really getting that value back? With the industry getting smaller, there must be a way to help promote the industry, promote fandom, without basically gouging fans. And we kind of found a happy medium in which we kind of figured that to grow the fan base for the industry, to have it as a free event, but there are major advantages to being a passport holder, for example, like I stated earlier, to be able to have premier seats at the concert events is fantastic because we will have a very unique stage setup in which the premier pass holders of the passports will have basically like they'll be closer to the talent that performs more so than ever. And so we do encourage people to do that. And then there's also all these private parties. So we try to give some additional benefit for the passport holders. And hopefully people see the value in that and that it gets them to want to buy a pass if they can afford it. But if it's not, it's still open to everyone.
And you guys have some stellar musical guests that I'm sure anime fans will just cheer for. Would you like to say who those are?
Oh, definitely. We have Ken and Wakashima, who will be coming out to do a solo concert. And we will also have the debut of Canon and Canon, which is Canon Wakashima with Canon from On Cafe. They're going to be doing their US debut performance at AM Squared, as well as Heidi. They'll have their premiere performance out here in the United States at AM Squared as well. We actually do have a few more musical guests that we are finalizing right now, and we will be announcing shortly. So if people go to our website, www.am2con.org, they'll see little hints of who we are bringing in. I think there's a lot of buzz for people who have kind of figured it out. They should just go ahead and buy a premiere pass for a passport fast pass so that they can get in on the action a lot faster.
Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm aware who it might be, but I'm not going to spoil.
If you have a feeling of who it is, it's probably that group. If it's the group we're talking about.
Well, let's just say we played one of their songs earlier.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's even better. And I think if anything, we have more than just musical guests coming as well. We actually are bringing some voice actors, some directors, And we also will be having some premieres that we will be announcing shortly as well. But one of our biggest events that we're going to be having is the Summer Festival, where we just announced today that there'll be a host of food trucks and food vendors coming in to provide Asian style branded foods. There'll be Asian fusion foods, ethnic foods for people to buy. So it's not like, you go to a convention center and you have to buy the convention food. And sometimes it's not that great. I've had it myself and it's kind of gross. But these are actually, companies that sell foods like curry, katsu, even sushi's coming in and all that kind of deal. So people will come and have a lot of fun, play the games that are there at the Summer Festival, see the talent that's performing at the Summer Festival as well, which is separate from our main events. That's a whole lot of stuff that we have.
Oh wow, that's really cool. I gotta say, I know how convention food is, usually overpriced and always fried food for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're trying to bring, a different experience, and that's one of our biggest, slogans right now is to experience the difference. And, we want attendees, we want, our exhibitors and everyone else who gets involved to see the difference that we can bring. For example, our exhibitors on that side, they're able to move in to our convention center out of, without being charged, the usual typical drayage fees of moving costs. So what they pay for with their booth, which is very, very nominal. It's like 50% off of most other conventions, like around $500 or something like that for a 10 by 10, which is incredible. Um, that they are able to utilize that, and that's all they pay. You know.
That's very nice, especially considering that, there is there any loading fees or anything else that they have
No,
to
it's
worry
all
about?
included. It's
Yeah,
all
see
included.
that's nice in itself because those are always a nightmare when you have to get
Yeah,
a table.
definitely. And we want our vendors to and exhibitors to know that we are here to try to support them. One of the reasons why we wanted it to be free for most of our attendees, if they wanted to, have access to those passports, that's fantastic. But we wanted to take their money and go and buy something in the exhibit hall to help support the industry, because without the industry, we wouldn't have anything.
Exactly. And now, before we get too off a guest, I did want to say with the voice actors that you have coming in, they are usually guests that don't attend as many conventions. Did you specifically seek them out for that reason?
Um, Most definitely yes, because these voice actors have a very, very huge, I guess, repertoire of titles and voices that they've done. So they're sought out for appearances a lot, and a lot of times they don't appear because of either their schedules are really, really busy, or they just they're more about being a little bit more reclusive, so that it's more of a value when they go to an event. So we're very, very proud to have them come and be part of our program called the Behind the Voice Actors Studio. So if there are people who are interested in learning more about voice acting, they want to get into the minds of a successful voice actor, that they should come and check it out, and that's free as well. Just to sit in, and it's based upon that whole Behind the Voice Actors Studio kind of concept, and it'll be a lot of fun and very informative. And there'll be one or two every day
And
of
it
the convention.
seems like you guys have a lot of events planned. I mean, for example, the summer festival are things I haven't really seen before, and I heard on another, I believe it was a podcast, that you're possibly going to have maybe robotics there as well.
Yeah, we have yet to make a formal announcement, but I did give that over to them, and I'll give a little bit more for you guys. Is that we are bringing exhibits directly from Japan, some which will exhibit, you know, images of what's happened there since the disaster, so people can realize and get kind of like acquainted to see what's going on,
Hmm.
um, and so that in itself is something that we're trying to bring into our event. And there's also the robots, basically the robots from Japan that will be coming in if people want to see what's up and coming in Japan with regard to robotics. Definitely are, we will have that there. There's even more stuff happening at the summer festival as well. Besides that, those exhibits, there's also, like, I believe we're going to have a lot of games. There'll be a lot of demonstrations, such as a sumo wrestling demonstration. I didn't know that we were going to do that, but we are apparently. And I mean, um, So basically there's a lot of things for everyone to do. There's cosplay chess, there's some events called iron cosplay, there'll be eating contests. We're working with Pocky and Ramune and all that kind of deal, so that they're coming in to help us out with a lot of different things for prizing. So there's something for everyone, even with our workshops and panels. There's concerts. We even have an arcade, a fully formed arcade that will be hours, or majority of the time we are going to try to keep it open 24 hours based upon, you have to keep your machines cool for a certain time or something like that. There's a tabletop game room. We'll have dances. There's one of our main attractions is the anime cafe, which is well known throughout Southern California as the best made event and show throughout basically California, from what I understand. And they will be serving a delectable amount of Japanese style food and desserts and drinks, along with the ability to play with the maids and hosts games, and they'll be entertained by skits and dances that they do. I mean, so it's very very much something that is an event that's for everyone. There's something for everyone.
I actually got to see the Animated Cafe at an event here in Vegas. I think it was Momoy Night. It happened last year, and they're
Yes.
adorable.
Yeah, they're very, very cute, and they're very, very seasoned. Tickets are pretty inexpensive right now. There's a pre-show the night before the event starts, so we're launching it that way. And we actually have a surprise with the Maid Cafe that we're going to be announcing later on. But there'll be shows throughout the entire event, and it's a lot of fun. It's inexpensive. You get you get the value through the entertainment, through the food. So it's not like convention food that we're forced to bring in. We're actually being allowed to bring in outside actual Japan to our events. So it's a fantastic opportunity for people who want to experience things like that. And that goes back to the whole saying of experience the difference.
And the whole event seems like it'll be a lot of fun, and it's really rare to see essentially a free convention. I'm actually kind of curious. Were you guys worried about seeing a loss at all? In the case passports didn't, sell as well as they could have?
Well, I think when people realize the fact that since we are free, there are going to be a lot of lines. And a definite way to bypass the lines is to have a passport. And a passport will get you, front of the line before non-passport holders for autographs with our GOHs. They'll also get you into the private parties that are only exclusive to passport holders. So if people want to go and party with our GOHs, there'll be several parties throughout the whole event, and shake hands and meet and talk with them and take pictures. That's completely free with the passport. In addition to the fact that they get all these the premier seats at the concert halls, and if at any of our events, our workshops and panels, the passport holders get in first. So it's a way to kind of like the whole situation with Disneyland, when you don't want to wait in line, you just want to go up in front. That's the
Hmm.
whole concept. So I think a lot of people will enjoy that aspect of it, the fact that we are expecting a huge number of people. I mean, just based upon what we've seen so far in the forums and in our passport purchases already, it's a pretty good number.
Well,
So
I'm very glad to hear that. Congratulations.
thank you, and I think a lot of people are very excited. They're actually looking forward to not just the bands that we bring, but all the other GOHs that we bring, and also the fact that they are also supporting Japan disaster relief through purchasing a passport as well. 25% of all passport sales will go directly to Japan relief for the disaster that happened.
And correct me if I'm wrong, so the listeners know about this, but they have until I believe April 30th to for all 3 days get a passport for $40. Yes.
Correct. Correct. So next week is gold. Well, actually, the end of this week and next week is Golden Week in Japan. So if you want to be Japanese and kind of like experience like something to celebrate and buy a passport early. That's what I say.
Hey, that's a good way to sell them. And for
Yeah.
anybody who wants to check out the website, it's am2con.org. And with that, we're going to take a very short break, but we'll be back. So don't go anywhere here on 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want and nothing you don't.
So you guys should like totally check out my radio station. It's like over 9,000, and it has cheeseburgers and and all your base will belong to us. It's the best thing.
Wrong! Are you tired of epic fail when it comes to memes? At 91.8 The Fan, we got you covered. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Well, at least I have chicken.
Hey everybody out there, welcome back to 91.8 The Fan. I still got my guest here, we had to tie him up to make sure he didn't leave. But he's still here. Would you like to say hi to everybody so they know?
Hey everybody, this is Chase Wang from AM Squared.
And we were talking a little bit behind the scenes. One thing I specifically wanted to bring up is you sent out a formal statement, or the organization sent out a formal statement about sort of, I guess you would call it the fans' reaction to AM Squared, sort of as in a fight against Anime Expo. I'm not even sure how you would say it specifically.
Um, well, I mean, I wouldn't say it was a fight with Anime Expo. I think what our goal was with that statement is to clarify that number one, we are not Anime Expo. We
Mhm.
are not associated with Anime Expo in any shape or form. We don't share the same business practices as Anime Expo. Some of the clear examples is that we do provide a refund and to exhibitors and attendees, whereas from what I understand, their situation does not. We do have musical guests already announced, whereas they do not. We have a lot of events that we've already announced, which I don't believe they have as of yet. So we want to clear up the confusion between the two and let people know that we are free, but we do encourage people to purchase passports due to the fact that we are expecting large numbers of lines. And we try to once again make as much of a benefit for passport holders. They get premier seats at the concerts. They get to go to private events with our guests of honors. They get huge discounts with theme parks, retailers, and restaurant vendors throughout the Orange County area. And so, basically, we want people to see that there is a difference, and to experience the difference. Go to both. We're not afraid of people going to both events and comparing the two. We're very confident in our event. For a passport to be, $40 compared to, another, you know, entrance fee for the other event, which is amount of, I would say, about 35 to 40% less, and you get this value from all of that. I think is a great value. So I think people will be able to see that, and hopefully they will go out and get a passport
And I'm
and
kind of
experience the
curious.
difference.
Exactly. I want to see the difference myself because I've only been to Anime Expo once and it was crazy and I wanted to die afterwards. But
I mean, it took a lot of people to bring on what it is today, or what it was 2 years ago. And they had some unfortunate situations that happened, and so the best of luck to them. But the AM Square team comes from a very, very strong, experienced group of staff members that have been doing conventions like, and a lot of them came from Anime Expo and were part of the Anime Expo team that brought Anime Expo to the height of its glory. So, we definitely feel that this is a great product. There's a lot for everyone, and it is a great opportunity for people to experience the difference and, have fun.
exactly. That's what matters is having fun. But I think a lot of fans kind of reacted a little worrisome and some a little bit negatively. Did you kind of expect that at all?
There are people who will react, differently or negatively or aggressively because, people, some are very diehard fans, and some, I mean, hate to say it, but to be honest, some were guised as, as attendees, but weren't really attendees, and, were fanning the flames per se. But I believe that if anything, the event itself will speak for itself. And just on its own already, we are, so much more ahead of the game per se. We have our events announced. We have, you know, our guests have been announced. Our concert series has been announced. We have so many different things out there. Like for example, like today we announced the food trucks. We announced some of our other talents that will be performing on the summer festival stage. Also the games and all the other panels and workshops that we're having. at our event itself, it's already, an amazing event just by itself on its own. So I think a lot of people are going to be either amazed by it or very, very much so protective over what they feel what they are used to, I would say. But I think if they gave AM Squared a chance, they would, actually have a lot of fun and experience a whole different type of situation where they aren't yelled at to not sit in an area because they are quote unquote fire hazards. Press people will not be flicked off by staffers and volunteers and get caught on YouTube with it. There's a lot of different things that we are instilling in our team because of the fact that they are much more experienced. That I definitely feel that our attendees and passport holders will have a very, very positive experience.
Well, from my perspective, my own personal perspective, not I guess not representing 91.8 the fan, I see what you guys have been doing and to me it looks professional and top notch and I can't wait to see the event in its entirety.
Yeah, I hope so. Definitely keep spreading the word, and we definitely feel that the more people, the better. I think a lot are very excited about AM Squared. They're looking at our event as this new event with a new kind of I guess new kind of style of approach for a convention, a new model per se. And I think a lot of people are excited because I definitely think that people see that there is the potential not only for the event to grow even more so, but for it to help grow the industry again.
Definitely. I can see that and that's an important thing. I mean, for example, 91.8 the fan was actually made to sort of promote the industry and the voice actors involved with it. So I hope that your event is able to do great things for
Definitely.
the
I mean,
industry.
I hope so too. Like, a child is, what do they say? They say it takes a village to raise a child. So, it's the same thing with AM Squared. It does take a village to raise this child. So, attendees, exhibitors, industry companies, it takes a lot of people to put this together. And, we do have some wonderful things coming from Japan that we'll be announcing soon. Premiere of two animes that have never been seen before in the United States, but have been getting a lot of clout in Japan. So there's a lot of things that we're bringing. So I think a lot of people will be enjoying what we'll be announcing soon. And, come and enjoy the experience. Come and cosplay, come and see the cosplay, come to the workshops, go to the festival, eat food, have fun. It's all about fun. I think one of our key things is that we want people to know that they are not, you know, a number for us. We want people to realize that, you guys are part of a family. Once you become with AM Squared, it is a family. So, we want people to realize that.
Aw, and now I'm wondering, is there any social media places where people can get up to date besides the website?
Definitely. I mean, they can join our Facebook page. I believe it's www.facebook and you can .com/ am2con. I believe that's it. But you can probably find it somewhere.
Yeah,
Just
that's it. I'm actually on it right now.
yeah, I mean, you can definitely, get a lot of information. We have, our posters that we'll be slating all of Southern California with, and even Northern California, with, a lot of posters, flyers. We do have a lot of up-to-date information, even on our Twitter. So, they can join us on Twitter. Um, I think, yeah, I mean, going to the website, you can see a lot of the videos. There's a YouTube page dedicated for AM Squared where you can see a lot of our commercials that we've been making um, and the videos from our GOHs as well. So, we have more fun videos coming through. I don't know, have you seen any of the commercials as of yet? Like the Maid Cafe commercial and all
I
that?
laughed at that one. That was pretty funny. The boot,
Yeah, I
the
mean,
boot
a lot
camp.
of people have a lot of tongue in cheek with these commercials. And honestly, I have to admit, some of it is because I think some people didn't get some of the commercials because it's beyond their time, and I guess that it kind of dates me. A lot of people were wondering what the thing was, what the commercial was about with the two girls sitting in the car, talking about just going. It's a play on the epic scene in Thelma and Louise.
Oh yeah. No, okay, now it snaps for me.
See, but the thing that shows you how old I am, shows you how young you are.
I apologize for being born in 1991.
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in. Definitely. I mean, there's a lot more. I mean, we want people to see that we are having fun putting the convention together as well. So, there's a lot of fun with our commercials, and we'll have more so coming soon. I think, yeah, actually, I have to check on one of the commercials. I don't know why it hasn't been done yet. It's going to be quite funny, I think. And I'll give you basically the synopsis of it. It's basically called well, I'll just let you know what it's called. It's called the Scent of Otaku.
Oh gosh.
So maybe a lot of your listeners will enjoy it and take a look and enjoy it. I mean, it's not meant to be offensive in any way, but it's quite funny, and we'll have more like uh, more commercials for people to enjoy. So definitely come in, check us out, and have fun.
Well, for anybody who wants to attend the convention, at least bring a bottle of Febreze with you.
Well, I think we'll be fine. I think we've learned, as I said, our staff is very seasoned. We will be putting in some air fresheners throughout the entire convention
That is a great idea.
to help alleviate some of the issues.
The new consent available now at AM Squared.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, once again, I want people to realize that, it's going to be a fun event. Speaking of dating myself, yesterday was my birthday, and actually,
Oh,
some of my
happy late
staff members,
birthday!
oh, thank you. Some of my staffers, they asked me what would I want for my birthday, and I was like, I just want people to realize and that AM Squared is a wonderful event, that it's worth buying a passport for, and a lot of people should buy passports to support the convention so we can continue on for future years, and come and experience the difference. Come see the concerts, come in and learn about what's happening in Japan, and even though there has been such a huge tragedy that happened, recently, they can also help, just by buying a passport. I don't know if I stated this as of yet, but AM Squared, we've actually done a lot of stuff for Japan disaster relief, and we've partnered with a lot of different groups and done a lot of events, such as the We Heart Japan event and all that kind of deal. And we've actually raised just about $40,000
Oh, wow.
for Japan relief already. And I personally work with a lot of people already know this, but I work with Yoshiki from X Japan, and he has this fantastic auction on Yahoo Japan right now where he's auctioning off his crystal piano, and that itself is amazing. It's actually reached over $500,000 right now for it, and there'll be a lot more other celebrity items that will be auctioned off, and all the money basically goes directly to, actually 100% of the funds go directly to Japan relief.
Well, I actually know that a lot of listeners know about your involvement with X Japan just because of the tickets we gave away a while back on the website, and everybody loved that.
Well, yeah, and I hope that they will love AM Squared as well. It's going to be very, very fun. And, if you're into, Lolita, J-Rock, even J-Pop, we have some stuff coming, that you will see that you will definitely enjoy. I think it's one of the situations where we're bringing A-class talent, and we really want to give passport holders more value than what they're investing in a passport. So if they're buying passports at $40, we want them to get $120 worth of value in return.
Exactly.
And I think they will get, when we announce the main event hall of how we have set it up for our passport holders, I think a lot of passport holders will be very, very happy because they will be so close to talent. It will be very visual how close they will be.
Oh, I can't wait. That sounds so exciting. And
Yes.
I know our listeners are excited. I can see some of them typing away in our live chat. But I'm kind of curious, before
Yes.
we end this interview, if you'd be willing to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Sure.
Now, we know you're not a voice actor, but we ask everyone whether they're a voice actor or not, if they'd be willing to do a radio bump for us.
I'll do a radio bump, but I'm not a voice actor. But okay, sure. I'm cool with that. That's great.
Now, the catch is that we do it live on air. So if you do mess up, everybody gets to hear it.
Great. Okay, let me write down what I need to say.
Basically, we just ask if you'd be willing to say, hello, my name is, you put your name, I do this. You can say your involvement with X Japan, or that you work with AM Squared, or whichever specifically you want to say, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
91.8 The Fan.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So take
Okay.
one whenever you're ready.
Okay, I think I'm ready. Okay, should I just go ahead and start?
Yes, feel free.
Okay. Hello, 91. I'm sorry. Hello, 92.8 The Fan listeners. My name is Chase Wang, and I work for one of the most hottest and most anticipated anime conventions of the summer, AM Squared. You are tuned into 92.8 The Fan.
It's 91.8, the fan. You had it right the first time, and then you said
Oh my
92.
God, I even wrote it down. I said it wrong. Can I do it again?
Yes, you can do it again. Take two.
Okay. Hi all. Hello all. My name is Chase Wang. I work with the most anticipated summer anime music and manga convention, AM Squared, and you are tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Perfect. See, that wasn't so hard.
Oh my God. Oh, this is the reason why I am behind the scenes and not a voice actor.
Well, if it makes you feel better, all the time voice actors switch the numbers around, and they write it down too. So,
Well, I'm pretty sure your listeners are gonna have a hootin' of a time listening to that one. You messed it up.
is there anything else you'd like to tell the fans out there?
The only thing I would love to say is, thank you guys for listening, and I hope and encourage you all to come and check us out. AM Squared. Our website is www.am2con.org. Come and get a passport, bypass the lines, and experience the difference.
And thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you. It was so much fun for me too. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
And for anybody out there that missed any of this interview, shame on you, but it'll be up on the website within the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled to 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want and nothing you don't.